Greetings once again, fellow book lovers. It's time for the latest edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you a book that I've read, reviewed, and recommend. I'm once again wearing sunglasses. Earlier this week, I wore them during some book reviews because I had blood in the corner of my left eye. I'm on blood thinners, so that contributed to that. Now, on Monday, I had an injection in my eye for macular degeneration in my right eye. And he must have struck a blood vessel because there's all blood all on the corner of my right eye. It just looks creepy, so I got the glasses on just because. Anyways, to the book. And the book today is Black Tunnel, White Magic by Rick Jackson and Matthew McGough. This is published by Mulholland Books. It retails for $32.50 in the United States, $41 in Canada, and it is 528 pages long. For those who love true crime books, this is exactly the book that you should be looking at. One of the authors, Rick Jackson, was a former Los Angeles Police Department homicide detective. He was in the homicide business for 34 years. And he had a partner, Frank Garcia, and what happened, this happened in 1990, there was a murder of a student. His name was Ronald Baker. He was a UCLA A standing student. He was a very smart young man, and he was found murdered deep in the hollows of a tunnel, and he had been repeatedly viciously stabbed. And so the two homicide detectives started looking into the situation, and they started talking to his roommates. And his roommates were Nathaniel Blaylock and Duncan Martinez. Now, when they started interviewing them, they started getting conflicting stories about what happened that night. They knew they were somehow involved. Now, where the tunnel was, it was very close to a place called the Spahn Ranch, S-P-A-H-N. And that was where Charles Manson and his followers once lived. So the fact also that the deceased, Ronald Baker, was wearing a pentagram around his neck, they wondered if there was some sort of satanic ritual involved, and that was the reason behind the murder. So the two homicide detectives really dug deeply into the crime case, and when they interviewed the two men who were the roommates and now suspects, they started getting conflicting stories from them. They knew somehow they were involved, but they just had to conclusively figure out how deeply they were involved. So this went on for quite some time. It was 1990 when this happened, the same time as the LA riots and Rodney King. And there was a lot of racial tension because one of the men was black, Nathaniel Blaylock. So they, I won't say that race factored into it, but sometimes people are looked at differently because of their skin tones, unfortunately. So anyways, finally they started getting the facts from these two men, and they realized that one of the two, was actually the person who stabbed Ronald Baker to death, and the other was, he was an accomplice to the murder, and he didn't try to stop it, and he almost encouraged it. So what ultimately happened was the two men were convicted and they were sent to prison. Now, at the time, this is 1990, the prosecutor was going to be Marcia Clark. Now, she's a famous prosecutor from many years ago, and she couldn't prosecute this case because, coincidentally, the O.J. Simpson trial came about, and she was one of the lead prosecutors there. So it's really fascinating, this time in history. Now, the fact that the book is over 525 pages long lets you know that there was great research done into this. Now, the other author, Matthew McGough, is a noted crime writer. So, with the help of Rick Jackson, the two combined for a really convincingly authoritative look into a murder that troubled the area, and thankfully it was all, they found the bad guys. So this is a great true crime book. So if you like true crime books, and especially the fact that it's a one long read, you will find so much to savor in this book. It almost at times reads like a great work of fiction, but the fact that it is a true story makes it all the more chilling and riveting. So Black Tunnel, White Magic is the book that I'm recommending to you right now. So if you do purchase it, please let me know if you do agree with my review. I thank you for watching. Hopefully next time I will not be wearing these. And but as I always say, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.